Hi everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going into phase 4 of the my emotional journey in the health crash recovery. I have done phase 1, 2, and 3 in 3 separate videos before this one. So if you want to check those out, along with other videos on my health crash recovery journey and my channel. So before we start, again, I'm not a doctor or therapist or nurse. I'm not prescribing, diagnosing your health issue. So please check in with your healthcare professional before taking on any health advice. This is me sharing my story. This is me sharing my story for the purpose of information, entertainment, and just your own research. So yeah, just consult with your own healthcare professional for your health. Okay, so phase 4. So by the end of phase 3 into phase 4, I started to feel a lot better. And most symptoms start to diminish starting in, well, they start to diminish from the beginning of the journey. There is just so little that you don't notice it. But by phase 3, they start to, for me anyways, they start to make way. And then through phase 3, you really do gradually see that noticeable increase in recovery. And by end of phase 3, it was very well. And then into phase 4, I really had no symptoms left. Now, this is already like 4 times 4. So like 16 to almost 18 months, right? Because each phase lasted somewhere between 4 months and 6 months for me. I don't know the exact. In fact, it's hard to say the exact because they overblend. But in a ballpark, 4 to 6 months each phase. So now it's phase 4, so that's almost 18-month-ish for me. So mentally, I felt renewed, like emotionally, I was like, wow, I've now gone through this thing that was the biggest challenge in my life up until then so far. It still is. And like, so you feel a sense of relief because you see the light at the end of the tunnel so well now. Symptoms are like 90% gone. And as I went through phase 4, it was less and less, like from 90 to like almost 99%, like no symptoms, and they never have returned since. Again, if you don't know my timeline, it's like 18 months to 2 years of the recovery process. I'm now a year and a half past full recovery. So I'm like 3.5 years past since the whole thing started. No relapse. No, I've never had the health crash again since I recovered. So there was a lot of hopefulness again. It was like in phase 4, it was the first time that I felt that well-being kind of like channeled back into me, okay, that I've lost for 2 years. Like I didn't never think I was going to feel like this good again. I thought that I was always going to have to live with like this mediocre self because I couldn't push through stress anymore. I couldn't work out the same. I was like going out of shape and, all that. And I was suffering from all those symptoms. But like I said in phase 3, emotionally, I really accepted all of it. And that was what actually helped me to then fully recover. It's like letting go of the attachments to what you want, and what you want flows in. So I would say in phase 4, lots of positives, lots of like self-encouragement, lots of confidence returning, motivation, inspirations coming back. And like I said, that surge of life, that surge of well-being was in phase 4. It was like, oh my God, this is what it feels like to look at this world through the eyes of someone who's like normal and functioning again. So that was very exciting. You know that feeling you have when you're looking forward to something? For those of you who are going through this, no, you lose that in the crash and in your recovery. It's like you just don't look forward to anything because you're just in that state. So anyways, in phase 4 is when I was able to have that like anticipation of something awesome again. It was like, I was like, oh, I have this to look forward to. And I would be excited. And my body didn't crash from the excitement. And my body didn't go into like adrenaline rushes from the excitement, which happened all the time, as you guys know, in like the recovery process. I wasn't overloaded with like the fear of like, wanting to do something, because a lot of times in the first 3 phases, when you want to do something, like just that heightened sense of drive, you crash or you have a panic attack or something. But that no longer was happening in phase 4. I was just so much relief, like, oh my God, like I would like want to get on my knees and just like pray to whatever, whatever spirituality, religion you believe in, but like just the higher power that like I got through that. So that there was a lot of that in phase 4. There was a lot of also, I guess the way I would describe it is like being timid about, getting your feet wet again, as far as like workouts, hanging out with lots of people, crowds and stuff like that. But, I allowed myself, I gradually went back into all that. Of course, I was very careful. I didn't want to, even though I was feeling good, I didn't, because we all know when that false feeling good and then you crash thing in phase 2 and 3. But this wasn't like that. By phase 4, it was real. And so many people have asked me about, well, how do you know if you're on the real recovery or the ups and downs in phase 2 and 3? Well, one is the timing. It just takes time. So if you're still under a year, even like a little bit over a year, you could still be going in and out of phase 2 and 3. It just depends on how well you've taken care of yourself and how well you've been recovering. If you relapse, you could, be stuck in that for years on end. I've talked to people that have. Anyways, I'm not going to go into too much detail with that. If you want to know more about the recovery and all that stuff, check out my other playlists. So it's more about how I feel and emotions this whole series. So yes, I was still careful, but I had more confidence and I was more free in like just going for it. Not overly, but I was more free to like, you know what, this feels different. This feels more solid. This is like true recovery. I'm going to let myself do X, Y, and Z. And I did. And it just got better. And what I would do was because now I had the energy and I was returning to myself and I could do these things like, for instance, workouts and, whatever stimulations and stuff. I would do it and then really focus on the recovery. Like I wouldn't do it days in a row. I would do the workout and then I would just like really focus on recovery. And with that, it just launched me into even more recovery, like faster, back to my full self, which will be phase 5. That will be in the next video. And that would be the last phase of the journey. It's a great phase because it's the transition between like almost all done to like being fully recovered. And a lot of good stuff comes in this time. You're like, at least for me, I was like a forever changed person. I gained so much wisdom, so much experience, so much newfound strength, like overcoming this and like live through it. And, it didn't break me. I thought it would for quite a few times throughout, but it didn't. And I was really happy. But yes, it does take a lot of dedication, courage, patience, consistency, self-discipline, all of that. But it's worth it, guys. And I think you guys all can do it. I'm not particularly like an extraordinary person with this kind of stuff. I am I've got a good ability. I have abilities to focus really well and dedicate myself, but I'm not like much more than anyone. So if I could do it, I think, most people can do it. yeah, if you're looking for more support and stuff, like I've always say, it's in my Facebook group for this, and you can also check out my website. All information is always down in my description. And yeah, if you have any other questions on this phase, go ahead and post them down in the comment section. I'm very excited for you guys who are reaching this phase or who are in it, because it's great. It's like the first relief, true relief in this whole journey, and it just gets better from here, downhill from here, guys. At least it was for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, and share my content if you like it. And I will hopefully see you on my next video. After this video, I'm thinking I will do the video on the details of the durations of the symptoms and how long they lasted for me and stuff like that, because there was a lot of response when I had mentioned it in the second video of this series. So I think I will do it. So that will be the next video after I do this next phase 5 of the emotional journey for me through my health crash recovery. All right, thanks guys. Have a great weekend. Happy Valentine's Day. Excuse me. And enjoy. See you guys next time. Bye.